What is up, Flav family? It's Bobby, and the kitchen has finally been repainted. I'm loving the look of it, and it means that we can finally get back to business and make some recipes up in here. So today I have two healthy and delicious, quick and easy recipes that I know you're gonna love. First up, we're making Shakshuka, a North African egg, tomato, and veggie bake with runny eggs and yogurt sauce. And second, we're making beef kibbeh, a Middle Eastern meatball with spices, a herb yogurt sauce, rice, pasta, and veggies. And for this video, I'm collaborating with my friends over at Plated. Plated is the meal kit delivery service for true foodies like you and me. The recipes are fun, creative, and most importantly, monster on flavor, and they kind of remind me of the food you and I make every week in my kitchen. So what you do is you go online, you order the meals you want, and they come to your front door. And I know a lot of you guys don't like to go shopping and do the prep work. Well, hey, they got you covered for that. Every week there's like at least a dozen meals to choose from. I chose two that really resonated with me, and the normal deal is 50% off. But I'm like, no, let's do a better deal. And they're like, how about 60% off, Bobby? And I'm like, you got it done. So down below in the description box is my promo code and the link to get you 60% off your first order of Plated. Try it out, check out the menu items. I'm pretty sure you're gonna love it. All right, let's get rocking on the Shakshuka. I'm preheating a medium-sized skillet over medium-high heat. Let's glug in a couple tablespoons of olive oil. I have a shallot here. Let's finely slice half of it, and then grab some garlic that Plated prepped for me already. I know, right? And then finally slice half of that, and then add that to the pan. And then this is the part that I love. I have some cumin and some coriander seeds that are in the packet here, about a half a teaspoon each. I like how everything comes in a little like airplane packages, although I can guarantee you airplane food never tasted this good. So I'm gonna saute this for a few minutes so that olive oil gets all those yummy flavors. And the cool thing about both these recipes today is I've never made them from Plated. So I wanted to make them for the first time with you to see how legit they are from start to finish. Not only is the kitchen smelling awesome, but the shallots are getting exactly the kind of color I want them to. So let's kill the heat on that. And then I have a strainer with a little bit of cheesecloth here. I'm gonna pour this right through that. That way the oil gets separated from all the crispy little bits that we're gonna use for garnish later on. All right, pan goes back over medium-high heat. And then we're gonna take our infused oil here and put that right back in the pan. I love this kind of technique right here because it adds an insane amount of flavor. And then we're gonna save all these crispy bits here for garnishing the top of the Shakshuka later on. Now, I prepped one yellow bell pepper here. Add that to the pan. And then I wanna grab my remaining half of shallot, or if you live in the UK, shallot, and just slice that up. And slice up the remaining garlic. Then get it in the pan. Then I'm gonna reach for some salt here, pinch in about a half a teaspoon, and a few cracks of black pepper. So it's funny because Shakshuka is actually something I've been wanting to make, and it's getting really popular. I'm seeing it in a lot of menus and a lot of magazines. And obviously Plated is on the food trend, so they had it for this week's menu. And it's basically a North African or a Middle Eastern egg, veggie, and tomato stew that's baked in the oven, kind of similar to eggs in purgatory.
Purgatory?
Yeah.
Never heard of that.
Sounds scary, right? It's the scariest but tastiest dish you can possibly eat. All right, after 3 minutes, the peppers are nice and caramelized. My veggie base is cooked down and smelling delicious. And by the way, the recipes are very, very well written out and super easy to follow. So you're not gonna get lost. They have pictures, which I'm a very visual guy, that helps. And I'm gonna put the recipes for both of these down in the description box, just in case they're not on this week's menu, but I want you guys to use my link down below and my promo code and try it out for yourself because I'm telling you, you're gonna love it. All right, next up, I have tomato puree. Let's open up my little airplane container here. Double airplane container, I love it. And then go in with some roasted red peppers. Those are gonna add some nice sweetness. Then I have 1 can of diced tomatoes here. And all of this is in the meal kit. The only thing I had to have myself was olive oil, salt, and pepper, and eggs. I love that. Add that to the pan. And then because the tomatoes are kind of acidic, I have 1 little packet of a teaspoon of sugar here. I can get used to this kind of cooking. Very little cleanup, everything's done for me. It's like I have a little sous chef but he's not here. He just comes and sends it to my house. So add the sugar to the pan. And then all those tomato products are bland. So let's reach for another half a teaspoon of salt, pinch that in, and then a few cracks of black pepper. All right, my pan is bubbling away here like a Harry Potter-esque cauldron. Now think about it. We have all that yummy tomato sauce. We need some bread to soak that up. So I have a nice baguette here they hooked me up with. I have my oven preheating at 450 degrees. I'm just gonna cut the bread on the bias here for nice long slices. All right, Clayton and I believe in flavor at every step of the cooking process, so we have to season the bread, drizzle some olive oil all up in its business, a pinch of salt, and a crack of pepper. All right, I'm gonna pop this bad boy in the oven for about 4 to 6 minutes until crispy. All right, let's get back to the shack. I'm gonna kill the heat. Now use a clean spoon and make 2 little pockets for the eggs to sit in. Give them a whack and get them in the pan. Before I pop this in the oven, a little hit of salt on top would be perfect, and just a crack of pepper. I like super runny eggs, so I'm guessing about 5 minutes, and then I'll check on it. All right, you guys, 5 minutes on the nose. Check that out. All right, I'm gonna move this aside for a second. My bread is nice and toasty here also. Now, we need something creamy and cooling to cut through the heat and the richness and the acidity of this dish. So really quickly, I'm just gonna make a Greek yogurt sauce with a little bit of yogurt, transfer that to a bowl. This came in my plated kit also. Add a pinch of salt to that and a crack of pepper. All right, and the sauce is done. You could plate this up in a bowl, but I don't want to disturb those soft eggs, so I'm gonna garnish and finish this dish in the pan. So, let's bring it back over here. Remember our crispy aromatics? Look how good they look now. The seeds are yummy, the shallot and the garlic are crispy. Just sprinkle that all around. Let me grab some mint also, and finely chop that, and garnish with that. A nice dollop of yogurt, a couple pieces of crusty bread, and then my favorite part, the runny egg yolk action. Let's dive in. Break off some of that, put it through the yogurt, put it on top of my crusty bread. I'm so excited right now. I'm going back for a second, hold on. You guys, that is so monster on flavor. This could actually be breakfast, brunch, lunch, dinner, midnight snack. The egg yolk is fatty and creamy. The tomato sauce is loaded with flavor, and all those crispy bits just dancing on top are crunchy and full of flavor, and the bread is life. This is money. A big props to Plated for bringing huge flavors like we always do. You're gonna love this dish. Look for it down below in the menu options. Next up is beef kibbeh. All right, to get started on the beef kibbeh, I have a pot of water boiling here, 1 cup to be exact. And I'm gonna cut open this packet of bulgur wheat here. That's gonna be our filler for the beef. So add that to the water, along with a pinch of salt. Give it a mix up, and then slap a lid down. So this pretty much cooks the same way as couscous, it just rehydrates. While that's going, we can get cracking on the pilaf. But this is not your normal pilaf. It's getting me excited, the pilaf that it is, because it has rice, turmeric, and noodles. So I'm gonna preheat this over medium heat. Now the noodles are long. It's actually angel hair pasta that came in my plated kit, but I don't wanna cook it like pasta. I want it to kinda have the same texture of the rice. So let's just kinda use our knife and bash it up. You can also pick it up and kind of just break it. It's fun. It's like your daily stress therapy. Carefully get that in the pan, and then follow it with a tablespoon of olive oil. And then I want to toast that for a couple minutes until it gets nice and nutty and brown. Next up, go in with some chopped onions, and then slice open the packet of jasmine rice and get that into. And then give it a nice stir so everything's coated in the oil. Add some ground turmeric powder, give that a stir, then dump in 1 1/3 cups of water, half a teaspoon of salt, and slap the lid down. How funky is that rice pilaf? I can honestly say I've never put pasta in my pilaf, but I'm pretty stoked to find out how it's gonna be. All right, let's get on to the main attraction, the beef kibbeh. In this bowl, I have 12 ounces of ground beef. Check out my bulgur wheat that's steamed and rehydrated. I'm gonna add that directly to the beef here. Now for the spices, once again, I have my teeny measured packs, and I'm stoked about this spice mix because we have allspice and we have cinnamon, cayenne, pepper, and nutmeg. Now you guys might think cinnamon and nutmeg and allspice are dessert spices, and you're right, but they're really common in Middle Eastern cooking, and a little bit of those spices just tickles your taste buds in all the right places. I love those flavor combinations. Now I'll go in with a half a teaspoon of salt and a few cracks of black pepper. And then I almost forgot also, I'm gonna grab 1 clove of garlic and just grate that directly in there. All right, now it's time to de-bling my only bling and mix this up really well. Then grab some of the meat mixture and then form them like little footballs. Just like that. Nice and rustic is fine. All right, last one down, that makes 8 kibbeh. Now go wash your hands. Take a bunch of carrots that have been halved, toss them with a little bit of olive oil, a pinch of salt, a few cracks of black pepper, give them a nice toss up, and then place everything in a 450-degree oven for about 12 minutes. All right, while the beef is doing its thing, the pilaf just finished, so let's unveil that. Oh, dude, look at the color inside that pot. Just vibrant yellow. The noodles are just intertwined with all the rice, and just use a fork to fluff it nice and good. All right, pilaf goes aside. I'm gonna use the same pot that I cooked my bulgur in, put that over medium heat. And then I have half an onion remaining. I just wanna caramelize these onions and make them nice and sweet. So slice them thin, but not too thin, otherwise they might burn. Then add 1 packet of butter that came in my meal kit. And then add the onion. All right, the last component of this dish is the garlic chive yogurt dipping sauce. Yes, both dishes have a delicious yogurt sauce. So go ahead and empty the yogurt that came in the kit. Grate in the remaining garlic. Grab some chives from the packet. Give them a slice. And then add them to the bowl. Give everything a stir up. And the yogurt sauce is done. Checking back on the onions, they have some really nice color on them. Let's go ahead and pinch in a little bit of salt and then kill the heat on those. And then last but not least, add 1 pat of butter to the pilaf to make it nice and silky. All right, and finally, the beef and the carrots are done. It took exactly 14 minutes, but I wish you can smell this. The nutmeg and the allspice and the cinnamon are outrageous. And I love these kind of flavors. So guys, check out this week's menu options down below with the link and my promo code, and this kind of stuff can be in your belly. All right, to plate this dish, let's put down a nice bed of the noodle and rice pilaf and some of the roasted carrots, a few of the beef kibbeh, some of those nice caramelized onions, a healthy drizzle of the garlic chive yogurt sauce, and then a little bit of parsley. Now come on, you guys. If you think this is sexy AF grub, do me a favor, click that like button, because this is screaming work of art, but edible work of art, because I'm going in right now for a piece. Hold on. Carrots. Lord honey, that is a drop the fork moment. You guys, this is screaming with flavor. That beef is so perfectly spiced. And once again, like I said, the cinnamon and the nutmeg and the allspice tickling all the taste buds. That pilaf is banging. The yogurt sauce is cooling. The onions are sweet. The carrots are roasted, still a little crunchy and sweet. This is so good. You guys have to check out the link below. You have to use my 60% off promo code that I brokered just for you. And when you get the food and make it, tag me and plate it on social media so we can see all of your creations. I hope you guys check it out because I know you're gonna love it. That's it. I'm putting both recipes down below in the description box. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. If you want to see 2 more epic recipes, check out the ones below me. But I'll see you next week like I always do. # keep on cooking. Mad love. Peace.